Well, it's official, guys. Cars is coming into the Magic Kingdom at Walt Disney World, and it's going in a spot that I just don't know if it really belongs in. But either way, there's going to be two brand new attractions. They've just been announced and revealed to us at last weekend's D23 Expo. And, well, I have a lot to say about them. So, welcome on back to the Cars Garage, of course, everybody. Today I'm going to be reading to you a couple of articles on Disney Parks blog telling us everything we need to know about this new mini, Cars Land. It's not really a Cars Land, not really based off the one at DCA, but of course, it does, exist in the Cars universe. It's supposed to kind of be on the outskirts of Radiator Springs. That's where it's kind of based in, somewhere more like in the northwest. And the whole purpose of these two new rides that they're going to be building is that you're going venturing off into the wilderness. You're leaving Radiator Springs behind, and that to me just sounds so exciting. Being a Cars fan, I mean, it almost sounds like Cars 4, but in the way of just a brand new theme park ride. I can't believe it. They really are clearly invested in the Cars franchise, which is awesome news, because I gotta say, the first night of D23, the fact that they didn't announce anything Cars related, I thought there was going to be a Cars 4 announcement, but nope, it made me a little bit sad, and I was thinking, oh, so is it done then? Clearly not. They clearly plan on keeping Cars alive for many, 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 many decades to come, with these new attractions at their most iconic and most recognizable park, Magic Kingdom. So without any further ado, I will show you guys the first article. Alright, so we'll begin with this article that basically just runs down everything that was revealed to us at D23. It says, Ka-chow, new cars, attractions, race into Magic Kingdom. It was published on August 11th. Let's get to reading, guys. One is a quicker than quick race car who eats losers for breakfast. I love that. And one is a tow truck with a heart of gold. Lightning McQueen and Tow Mater are racing into Magic Kingdom Park at Walt Disney World Resort. At Horizons, Disney Experiences Showcase at D23, the ultimate Disney fan event, Disney Experiences Chairman Josh Tomorrow, with the help of Tow Mater via video call. That was funny. If you watch that, you can actually see Mater talking to Josh tomorrow, the chairman guy of the parks, and it's pretty funny. They just reused footage of him when he was talking to McQueen over the FaceTime call from Cars 3, and they slowed it down to pretend his internet reception was laggy, but it was funny. It was he was really talking to him. But anyways, yeah. With the help of Tow Mater via video call, announced that a new area inspired by the Pixar Animation Studios film Cars will be coming to a reimagined section of Frontierland. Can you believe it? At Magic Kingdom. That's where we thought it was going to go. So, not all that surprising. Really don't see where else it could have went. So, I think that's awesome. I think Frontierland's a great spot for Cars. Kind of. Also, not really, because the Wild Wild West and Cars, I don't know, well, they mix together, but at least the landscapes of both themes kind of go together, I think. But we'll talk more about its placement later on, because you'll never guess where it's going in Frontierland. It's kind of an odd spot, in my opinion. But anyways, let's keep reading. The American West has always been about keeping your eyes on the horizon, believing in yourself, carving your own path, and striving towards success. That goes for miners in the mountains, bears from the country, a princess from the bayou, or a race car from the big city, Josh told the crowd. Don't get too comfortable in Radiator Springs, because it's time to leave the pit stop and head west into exciting new frontiers. I feel like they meant to put north there, but whatever. On this adventure, guests will be able to experience not one, but two exciting new Cars-themed attractions. And look at this concept art, guys. This is the first image that we have here, showing this really cool, rugged, off-road green race car here, the number 19. And he's going into a turn here after coming out of this big old decline. Look at that. That is a big drop. I can't wait to do that in real life. My goodness. Looks like you go over this bridge here, which is held up by actual literal boulders. And then you go down the big drop, and then you go right into a turn. Wow. That's cool. And then you go right under the bridge, and it looks like another turn. And then, I don't know, maybe that's probably the finish line over there somewhere. I don't know, this is the beginning or the end. This is actually probably the kind of the start of the ride because of the fact that they put out this image first, I would assume. Also, it looks like very much so like Radiator Springs, and the way that they worded it, saying like leaving Radiator Springs, don't get too comfortable. You're gonna be leaving it behind and heading west into exciting new frontiers. That makes me wonder if maybe like when you begin the race, like they're in the ride, that maybe you'll be in Radiator Springs, because this does look like Radiator Springs, you know, the bridge and then right next to the waterfall and all the pine trees and everything. It definitely looks like Carburetor County, where Lightning McQueen and Sally drive in the first Cars movie, you know, up there by like Wheelwell Motel and stuff. And then like maybe as you go along, you'll be like going farther and farther out. Well, they said west, but I think north, because how much farther west can you go when you're in Arizona, where Radiator Springs is? So I'm pretty sure they meant to say north, but whatever. And then, yeah, you'll be like in the frontier, as they call it here, in this sense. So I don't know for sure. Maybe I'll just be in the Northwest the entire time. But either way, it seems very exciting, and I love all of the rock work and everything. It screams Cars to me. It really does. And it also screams Frontierland. I think it'll blend in really nicely into the existing land. Hopefully they keep the same theme. I hope they don't change it, because now that Tiana's Bayou Adventure is also in Frontierland, it does seem a little strange to have a frontier theme that's, you know, I don't know, it's just because like we're getting less and less frontierish type of theming, but I mean, at least this blends in with the mountains and everything. Here's another image, though. I didn't think they'd show it to us right after the first one, but it shows this really cool rugged off-road red car here and a yellow one. Looks like a dune buggy, actually, going through a little stream there. Number 7. That's cool. Looks like a shifty sidewinder, but yellow instead. And then we had I think the same green car that we saw earlier going down the mountain. Look how tall that mountain is, though. That is so cool. I mean, how many Disney rides that have mountains incorporated into them, like, actually lets you go through the mountain? Like, I know you might go down, like, one big drop, like on Splash Mountain, or Tiana's now, and, you know, Big Thunder Mountain, I guess you kind of do, but you're never, like, on top of the mountain. There it is, by the way, in the background, just looming around. But this ride, it seems like the mountain is actually going to be the racetrack, because look, yeah, there's banners all the way up. Whenever you see a banner, that means that's part of the track. Even right there, I think. Yeah, that's a car right there, a red car, and another one way up here. Like, that's high up. I'm sure they're using forced perspective. They do that a lot in the Disney parks to make things appear larger than they really are. But I mean, either way, it still has to be big enough. I'm sure this will be quite a major like site now in Magic Kingdom, which is wild, and it blends into other lands too, which is great. I love how they actually made the mountains like snow capped too. That's just so cool. Definitely screams the Northwest, and that's cool. Like, that's something that we didn't really see in this concept art, so that's why I kind of said that. Like, I wonder if this is supposed to be Radiator Springs, or, you know, like the outskirts of it. Of course, I don't think we'll ever actually see the town in this ride, but then like this might be like more so like up north, I would assume. But either way, like, you got the giant waterfall. I don't know if that's the same one as the one on the other concept art image. I don't think so. It looks way taller. I don't see a bridge in front of it, but I'm not really sure. But either way, I can't wait to see this ride in person and see it get built too. Like, not in person. I won't be able to watch it get built. I won't be able to do construction updates like from the ground. But hopefully other people will film it, and then I can just use that footage if they allow me to. But anyways, I can't wait also to collect these new cars as diecast, presumably, if they make them as diecast. I'm sure they will. They always do. Anytime they can make some extra cars diecast to sell, especially in the parks, they try to. You best believe it. So I'm sure we'll get all of these new racers in diecast form, which will be really exciting. Let's keep reading, though. This article's almost done. It says, one attraction will invite you on a thrilling rally race. So it's going to be a rally race. That's cool. Through the mountains. Take on wild terrain as you race across the landscape, climbing mountain trails, dodging geysers. Oh, that'll be fun. And Mater's favorite, splashing through mud holes. Whoa. But what about smaller racers? The second attraction will be geared towards them and will be fun for the whole family. Ooh. Get ready to start your engines. Work on this new space in Frontierland will begin in early 2025. That is not too far off at all, guys. It is August right now, mid-August, when this news is coming to us. the fact that they're going to start work on it early next year is just insane. I'm so excited. And it'll make more sense when I show you the bird's eye view concept art in the next article in just a few minutes here. But first off, we have one last image from this article. Look at this. This shows us a great, beautiful look at the finish line area. We got these two Jeeps battling it out, trying to get there first. Yellow one and a blue one. And then, of course, we have some big old Lightning McQueen and Mater animatronics right here. And they're covered from this big old thing. So they won't actually just be like out in the elements, which makes sense. I don't think Disney likes to do that too much, like have their animatronics outside to get rained on and, get beaten on by the sun, of course. Luckily, they'll be covered. And it looks like they actually are going to be announcers in this rally race because, they're in like the RSN podium area. So, yeah, I think they're going to be like acting as announcers. McQueen obviously won't be racing because he's not one of the ride vehicles. Mater obviously won't be racing because he's a tow truck. But that's cool. I love how they're working like story into this ride. They haven't even really told us anything about the story yet, but I can already kind of see where it's going. I don't know if this ride is supposed to be like taking place after the events of the last Cars film, Cars 3, or even after Cars on the Road, the Disney Plus TV series. I don't know. I would say it's probably taking place in between Cars 1 and 2, only because of the fact that Lightning McQueen seems to have his older paint job from Cars 1, but that really doesn't mean anything because this is just concept art. Also, I'm seeing RSN logos from all different eras. Like, this is the Cars 1 RSN logo from 2006, and this one back here is the one from Cars 2 and Planes. So I don't really think they were too consistent with that kind of stuff for the concept art, and that's totally fine. I love all the green roofs, though. So cool. And there are piston cups everywhere, too. So this is clearly like a piston cup race from RSN, obviously. But, again, I wouldn't look too far into that because that could change. But I'm sure that'll probably end up being the case. It'll probably be a piston cup race. Kind of odd, though, because piston cup, I don't believe, has ever done a rally race. Not in the Cars movies yet, at least. So that'll be something new. There's a big old wooden archway finish line. How cool is that? And then we have the grandstands over here. And there's a blue SUV filming you as you go by. How cool is that as you pass the finish line? I don't know if it'll be like an actual camera. That would be cool. Like on, Splash Mountain, they'd always take a picture of you as you go down the drop. Maybe be the same thing here. Then you can download your photo once you're done or get it printed out. It says congratulations. And also, I don't know if all these fans will be like actual animatronics. I don't see how they wouldn't be. Like, how else would they look alive if they weren't animatronics? But that's a lot of animatronics. There's Luigi and Guido too. Almost missed them with their Ferrari fan attire on. That's cool. So yeah, that's another reason I kind of think this might be supposed to be like taking place like just after Cars 1, or maybe not too long after the events of the first Cars movie. But also, I haven't seen Doc yet, so I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Will Doc be in this? Because Doc's in it, they better not throw like any newer characters into it from Cars 2 or 3, because then it would just throw off the whole like kind of like continuity of the ride. That wouldn't make much sense, but we'll see. I think it's just for fun anyways. Who knows if it's actual canon, but maybe the Tiana's ride is supposed to be canon to that, to the Princess and the Frog franchise, so I don't know. But this was a sad Disney that's just not too interesting. Oh, actually, they were talking about. Never mind. I thought that was just like what it said on every article. It just says that different at Disney experiences, Imagineers dream, create, design, and build these stories into real places, and we have Imagineers in place right now, all around the world, because everything we're going to share with you is in active development. Plans are drawn. Dirt is moving. Okay, not yet. I don't think the dirt's moving yet. I just want to be clear about this. We are doing everything you're going to hear tonight. So yeah, I don't know if this is what he said after the car stuff, but he did say that during the night of D23, so that's cool. Josh Tomorrow seems like a good guy, but I don't know. Well, I heard bad things about him too, but you hear bad things about anyone that's kind of, in power for anything. Not even if it's like politic type stuff. Like, this is just for Disney parks, but still, I've heard a lot of bad things, saying, well, the last D23 more so. This one not so much, but a lot of people are upset about this. So they were happy until they read this article, which is what we're moving on to next. It says, new details revealed for largest expansion at Magic Kingdom, published just the day after on the 12th. And here it is, guys, the concept art of the aerial shot of this brand new Cars Land. Now, if you're not like a Disney Parks fanatic, I wouldn't say I am, but I do know where everything's at, kind of. I can, probably draw out a map of the parks pretty easily. Magic Kingdom especially, and Disneyland, but if you're not, you may not really know where this is located. But here is Big Thunder Mountain. Okay, that's Big Thunder Mountain right there, as you guys can see. This area over here, like the trees, you can't really see it. I guess, is that it? It might be, like the Haunted Mansion area. It's hard to tell. This is like the docking building for the Liberty Square riverboats. That should tell you something. And then this over here is just like the streets of Frontierland, where like Country Bear Musical Jamboree and like Shooting Arcade and all that kind of jazz is. So where is this then? I mean, what was here before what's going to be here? What's here now, where the Cars Land area is? Well, let's keep reading to find out. This past weekend at D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan Event, Disney Experiences Chairman Josh D'Amaro revealed exciting new details about what's coming to Walt Disney World. In addition to getting up close and personal with monsters and villains, yeah, they're making a Monsters Inc. land and a Villains land too, which is really cool. Soon you'll be able to explore the uncharted territory of the great outdoors with an expansion in Frontierland themed around Pixar Animation Studios' Cars. My favorite. It's time to leave Radiator Springs and head west into exciting new locations. Okay, this is the second time now they clearly didn't just put the wrong word. I think they actually meant to put west. I don't get that though. How much farther west can you go from Arizona? Like, I don't know geography that well, but I know that if you try going any more west, you'll be in like Las Vegas around there. So not so much like the Great North, I wouldn't say. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense for there to be snow in this ride. That's all I'm saying, but we'll see. To make way for this completely new frontier, the rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island will be transformed into vast and rugged terrains for a rally race with some of the world's most iconic racers. Oh boy. That may not mean too much to just your average park goer, but if you're someone that goes to the parks like multiple times a week, if you have like an annual pass or something like that, this is pretty devastating. I mean, the rivers of America, and Tom Sawyer Island not so much, but the rivers of America, it's a beautiful piece of land. Let me just show you. I'll just show you online. Rivers of America, Disney World. I gotta show you. It's a really beautiful just part of Magic Kingdom and Disneyland too, even more so at Disneyland. But then again, it's actually bigger at Walt Disney World. So I don't know. It's just, I can't believe they're going to be draining the entire river, tearing down any buildings that, kind of like sat on the island and around it. Removing the canoes and removing, of course, like the biggest main attraction from this whole piece of land, the Liberty Square riverboat for Cars. I can't believe they're going to be taking all this away for Cars. Like, in one breath, it's exciting, and it's like, wow, they clearly love Cars, and that's a great thing to hear for a Cars fan. But also, it's like, this is beautiful. I don't know. I am shocked. I mean, taking out a river, there's a lot of there's other streams and stuff going through Magic Kingdom, of course. Like, water's a big part of the park and all Disney parks around the world, but I mean, this is like the biggest kind of it's a river, of course. The other ones are just streams. So obviously it's the biggest body of water that you have in the actual Magic Kingdom park, not outside of it. So it's just surprising that they're going to be draining it all, all of it. Not even at Disneyland, when they made Galaxy's Edge, the Star Wars land, they took away some of it, but they still kept the main parts of it. But no, not here. They're going to be taking all of it out and putting in Cars, and that's going to be happening, like we read earlier, early next year. Being a huge Cars fan like I am kind of a little bit sad that they're doing this, just a little, because, I don't know, I mean, Frontierland was important to Walt Disney, of course, when he made Disneyland, and of course when they started to make Walt Disney World, he didn't have as much input with it. He was, I don't know how old he would have been when they were making Disney World, but He may have even been dead, to be honest. I really don't know. But either way, yeah, I don't know. It's a little bit strange that they're doing this, but also like because I know that there's more land like beyond Big Thunder Mountain, which they're not really going to be utilizing. I think they're going to be using some of it for the villains' land, but there's definitely more land that they could have expanded the park with this new Cars attraction or two attractions, so new Cars Land, instead of taking away what is. But I don't know. I've heard that it needs work, and that's why they just don't want to pay to fix something that already isn't drawing in too many guests. It's just kind of making people, I don't know, have a nice quiet area to go, but it's not like drawing in a bunch of money, and that's kind of what the Disney parks are about these days. So I guess it does make sense, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest. I am excited. I'm more so excited than not for the Cars Land 2, but still, let's keep reading. We are thrilled to create this original Cars adventure and put our guest in the driver's seat as we, quite literally, explore a new frontier in Frontierland, shared Michael Hudgen, I don't know how to say that, Walt Disney World Portfolio Executive Producer at Walt Disney Imagineering. Part of pioneering this new story includes tapping into the themes and exploration and adventures that inspire so many of us to keep propelling forward. Anytime we touch Magic Kingdom, we recognize the massive responsibility that exists to get it right and tell stories that connect with our guests. The new area will bring you along for the ride, pun intended, with a brand new thrilling rally race through the mountains, climbing trails, and dodging geysers, in addition to a second attraction geared towards fun for the whole family. Yeah, I mean, is it better than a river and an island that not many people use? I went to Disney World twice when I was a kid, and, well, my family didn't even know it was there. I just asked my mom about it. I'm like, did we go to Tom Sawyer Island? I don't remember it. And she's like, what the heck is that? She never even heard of it, and she's been many times. And it's because, I don't know, it's just kind of like you have to look for it, and it's not one of those big attractions, and like, who the heck even is Tom Sawyer? Who knows? I know who he is from Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn, but it's like, it's not really relevant anymore to have a whole, like, island based on him, you know what I mean? I think it makes more sense to have Cars, but also, could they have done something different with the island and then made a Cars attraction on some vacant land right behind Big Thunder Mountain, like back there? Probably. I think that would have been nice also. But let's keep reading, see what else it says. Ahead of work revving into high gear next year, guests will have plenty of time to experience the charm and nostalgia of Frontierland as it is today. And cruising just around the bend, guests will be able to venture beyond Big Thunder Mountain into an all-new land dedicated to Disney villains. So yeah, they are putting it beyond Big Thunder Mountain. I guess that's why the rumor was out there before. But we thought Cars was going to go back there. But still, I think there's still a lot more land that they could have put this new Cars Land on, but whatever. Inspired by the wicked characters fans know and loathe, not love, because who the heck loves villains? I do, kind of, but in a loathy kind of way, you know what I mean? The multi-acre expansion will include 2 major attractions plus dining and shopping. Yeah, that's something that this new Cars Land isn't going to have, but still, it's a smaller land. It's not like it might be the same acreage as Cars Land or more, I don't know. But it doesn't seem like it's going to have any shopping. Walt Disney Imagineering is pushing creative boundaries to dark and mysterious levels to bring this new, first-of-its-kind land to life. Together, these new additions to Magic Kingdom will represent the largest expansion in park history. That's cool. But that's not all happening at the most magical place on Earth. During Horizon's Disney Experience Showcase, Josh revealed additional attractions and enhancements coming soon to Disney World. So, yeah, we don't need to read all this, but I guess I go over them. Monsters Inc. Land Reimagined Test Track. I didn't know that. Tropical Americas with Encanto and Indiana Jones attractions. Zootopia Better Zoogether. That's the replacing It's Tough to Be a Bug at Animal Kingdom. And then new nighttime parade. And new missions coming to Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run. And 2 new lounge spaces. Probably DVC Lounge, I'm not sure. That just means Disney Vacation Club. To anyone that doesn't know. But, yeah, let's take a look at this concept art a little bit more from a bird's eye view. And then I'll start to wrap it up because this is a long video. But, I had a lot to say. I still have mixed feelings about this. Like, I am super excited, more so than not, like I said. But I don't know. I am surprised that they're taking away the Rivers of America because even though like the boat wasn't always that popular, they could have easily themed it to Tiana or something like that, or a different Disney franchise that people love, and I'm sure it just would have sparked some more interest, or maybe included some dining options on the boat. I've heard people kind of like say that's what they could have done. That would be a good idea. And then as for Tom Sawyer Island, they could have just rethemed it to anything. I mean, just off the top of my head, maybe a Bambi type of like island. That would be kind of cool. Or like it's not supposed to be a tropical island, so I think Bambi would work. Or Peter Pan. Actually, yeah, Peter Pan would work, but he already has a ride in Fantasyland. So I don't know. They could have really done anything with it, and then made this Cars Land somewhere else. But who knows? I guess it's not really finalized yet. They did say it's gonna happen though, so we'll see. If people hate it this much though, and which they seem to, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna like not do it or anything. I'm not saying that, but maybe they'll decide to move it somewhere else. I'm not sure. This area right here, though, I believe at least, is where the second attraction is. So not very big in the grand scheme of things, but this land as a whole does look absolutely massive. Wow, like this ride, it really is big. I don't know if this is just a path. This is like yeah, right behind the Haunted Mansion. So oh, that's where the river is now. Oh, that's a ginormous path. See, that's why I understand why people are upset. Why, like, because they're filling in the river and everything. Like, for a path. And then, like, a bunch of loud cars, revving around. It doesn't fit into the surrounding areas. But hopefully they do a good job of theming it right and, hiding the fact that it is a Cars attraction when you're at other attractions nearby. But sightlines is like a big thing at Disney parks, so I don't know. If they ruin those sightlines, which they kind of are by destroying Rivers of America, it's going to upset a lot of people. But anyways, here is the second attraction. Seems like it's like a hangar, like for planes. It almost reminds me of like a planes attraction, but I highly doubt they're going to put planes in here, considering how those two films bombed. And then, I don't know, like a bunch of pitties, I guess. It'll probably be a pitty spinning ride, actually, come to think of it. That's probably what it'll be. It looks like some grandstands in the background for people to watch. I'm not really sure. Kind of weird. I see some recognizable pitties though. That looks like Guido. That looks like Sarah Coggs. That looks like a white next gen pitty. Octane Gain pitty. The Mood Springs Revolting and Tank Coat pitties. So I hope that they kind of theme them better and maybe make some new character pitties instead of just throwing random ones from throughout the Cars franchise like into a little cement pad and just making them spin around and making them ride vehicles. But I don't know, I guess we'll see how it all kind of works out when they start to build this thing, because it'll be fun to watch it kind of get built and everything. I'm really excited to see mostly like the mountain range kind of get built. But yeah, look at this, like the placement for the mountains. Remember I was saying, like from the artwork at least that we saw earlier, the first piece of concept or the second one, I don't know, it made it seem like Big Thunder Mountain was like right back here, but clearly that's not the case. Like these Cars mountains are way like on the complete opposite side of the land, so I don't really know why they did that. Maybe they were planning on putting this behind Big Thunder Mountain when they first started the concept art. I'm not sure. Interesting though, but this is like the Frontierland, like one of the streets, I don't know what it's called, but where the couple pretty iconic places are, like the Shooting Arcade I think closed, but they still have the Country Bear Jamboree. They actually just rethemed it, kind of, not really rethemed it, but they made new songs and everything, so that's kind of cool. And then instead of looking out at a river on that street, you look out and see some mountains and some trees and stuff. I don't really think there'll be this much snow, so people are worried about it looking too alpine-y and Arctic-y. I don't think so. I think they just kind of went overboard with the snow on this concept art, because if you look at the other ones, it doesn't look like that. This is a cool looking building though. It's clearly a show building. There's going to be some indoor parts to this ride too, clearly. But yeah, the actual mountain though, it doesn't look that big from this concept art. So I think forced perspective is definitely going to come into play. I don't think it'll end up being as big as they made it seem on the other pieces of concept art. But either way, there's not much else to say here. We'll definitely keep looking at all this as we keep getting more news about it. Hopefully we get more news, but probably won't be for a little while. You never know though. Who knows? They might even decide to put it somewhere else. But either way, I don't think so. But either way, we'll still get it eventually, I'm sure. And it should be really exciting. I don't think it'll top Cars Land at DCA, but I definitely think it'll be pretty darn cool. Anyways, though, guys, yeah, let me know what you think of all this brand new theme park news down in the comments below. I am just flabbergasted. I'm so excited to see what they do with these new Cars rides, how it fits into the Magic Kingdom. It's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild to see. And I hope that it all turns out good. I hope that everything goes as planned. No budget cuts happen or anything like that, because that would suck. And I mean, it should be exciting. It's definitely an exciting time. As always, though, thank you for watching. Hope that you did enjoy, and I'll see you next time right here on the Cars Garage.